name's Julia and today I'm going to show you how to make a pretty cool gadget. We are going to make some thermometers. Now you can make these really simply with whatever you've got around the house, and to prove to you that they actually work, I'm just going to show you on this one. I'm going to make a quick line just on here as to how high it is now, and I'm just going to pop it over in some hot water. And we can see at the end how much it's risen by. Now, to make the thermometer, all you need is a normal drinks bottle, see-through straw, a pair of scissors, some blue tack, some food colouring, can be any colour you want, some sellotape and a lolly stick. Now the first thing you do is take the lid off the bottle, place the blue tack behind the lid, and then you want to make a hole pretty much exactly the same size as a straw, or as close as you can get, in the top. Now you might want to get an adult to help you with this, because whatever you use is going to be a little bit sharp. I'm just using a pair of scissors, so I'm just going to twist it round to make the hole. There we are. Once you've done that, take the blue tack out the back and take one of your straws. Now you want to push this right the way through the lid, so that most of the straw is going to be inside the bottle. And now you need to make the hole you've just made around the top of the straw really airtight. And the best way I found to do that is either using a little bit of Play-Doh, or I'm using some blue tack. Just roll it up and put it around the hole on either side, both the inside and the outside, just to stop any air getting through, because if any air gets through, your thermometer won't work. So I'm just pushing that in really, really tightly. If you've got any extra space in your hole, you should see the blue tack or the Play-Doh just sticking out the other side slightly. Now just do it again on the top. Now as hopefully you can see, I've got some blue tack on the bottom there and some blue tack on the top, and I've pushed it in as hard as it'll go. Now the next thing you need your bottle back. Now I'm just going to fill this up about 3/4 of the way full with some water that I've mixed with the food colouring. Now you have to be very careful you don't spill this, because food colouring can stain. There we are, so my bottle's now 3/4 of the way through, and what you're going to do now is put your straw with the lid on through, and you have to do the lid up really, really tight. Now be careful when you're doing this. So I don't know whether you can see, but when you squeeze the bottle, the water goes up the straw, so you don't want to squirt it everywhere. It might be useful to do this over a sink. Now when you've done that, make sure your blue tack's nice and tight. If you've got a lot of straw at the top, then you can just trim it off to whatever height you want. Now as you can probably see, my straw's a little bit bendy, and that's going to make it quite hard to measure. So I'm just going to get a lolly stick and my sellotape, and I'm going to attach the lolly stick just to the back of the lid there, and then the top of the straw to the lolly stick, just like that. There we are. So because we've used sellotape, you can still see through, because we need to be able to see how far up the water goes. So there we are. Now you need to be able to get your water, your coloured water, up so it's above the lid of the bottle. The easiest way to do this is to just blow really gently and only a little bit through the top, and then your water should start to rise up. Now if your water rises up and then starts sinking down again, that probably means that you haven't made the top of your bottle airtight. So put a bit more blue tack or a bit more Play-Doh on there, give it a good squidge, and hopefully that'll help. You also want to be really careful that you don't do what I just did and squirt water everywhere. So you just want to give it a little blow. As you can see, my water's dropped back down again. That's because I haven't quite made it airtight. You'll have plenty of time to play with that and make sure you get it right. Now as you can see, here's one I've done earlier. Because the room's quite warm, warmer than when I did it, the water's right up at the top. Okay, but you can measure it. And once you've filled the straw up to about that mark off where 0 is, and then you can judge how hot or how cold the room is or the area is compared to how hot or cold it is when you made it. Now, we're going to have a look at the one I put in the hot water earlier to see if it's changed. Now it's a little bit wet, so I'll be careful with it. But as you can see, it was there before I put it in the hot water. You can see the black mark there. And now it's right up at the top of the straw, which proves that my thermometer really does work. Now very quickly, how this works is that when things get hot, they expand. And so when I put this in the hot water, the water and the air inside the bottle is expanded and it's got nowhere to go. The only place for it to go is up the centre of the straw. So that's what makes the water rise. And the same, if I put one of these in the freezer, you'd find that the level of the water drops. And that's because when things get cold, they contract. And that would mean that the water then goes further down into the straw. Thank you.